What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So we're going to talk about gravity. Okay, so gravity and firearms. So this is going to be a quick little training video. I had a class this weekend. It was actually a pretty big class. I did most of the teaching through, for probably about halfway through the class, and then I had to go work in the shop, and the other two instructors were in there. And one thing I noticed in the class is a lot of the people that are in this class are really new shooters, and they didn't know much when it came to firearms. And there's a couple things I've taken from other classes too that I learned from people that are kind of new to firearms, and they understand the importance of gravity when it comes to firearms. So firearms are designed with gravity in mind. Now, what I mean by that, well, first I'll show you guys real quick. So this is my Glock 19. Okay, it's been completely cleared. This right here, okay, it's got snap caps in there. Nothing bad's gonna happen. I also am going to be doing a quick demonstration with this, my snubby here. And the only thing that's in here is this right here, a little snap cap. So this is also completely cleared for this demonstration. So now we're going to talk about the importance of gravity. Now, first thing I want to show you is look at this pistol. Pretty much every single pistol, you notice, all right, this right here, this is actually considered a breech, okay? When this is open like this is actually considered a breech. The firearm, the actual chamber is on the inside of it. You notice the breech is actually around this side, okay? The ejection port breech, whatever you want to call it, is on this side. Well, on this side, there's a wall, okay? So 90% of semi-automatic pistols will be exactly like this. When the breech is open like that, it is a cutout over there, and it is a complete wall on this side. When it comes to revolvers, okay, when they usually design revolvers, everything they have in mind with revolver is using gravity, which is meaning using angles and stuff like that to load it, maneuver, and all that other stuff. So we're gonna get into this real quick. So let's load these little snap caps up real quick. Okay. So one of the biggest things that I see that a lot of new people are doing when they're actually working with the firearms is I teach them how to actually handle the firearms, how to properly handle the firearms, how to eject rounds, how to clear the firearms and stuff like that. And one thing that I notice they struggle with a lot is actually ejecting stuff from semi-automatic pistols, using the revolver and not being able to fully get the ammunition out of the revolver. And I keep telling them, one of the things I tell the class, I'm like, remember when it comes to these guns, gravity's your friend, okay? So gravity's your friend. So I'm gonna do a quick little demonstration on it. So what I'll do is I'll tell people, okay, when it's time to clear your firearm, you simply remove the magazine, first things first. Remove the magazine, then you tilt it this angle with the breech facing downward. You tilt it like this, then you put your hand above this, reaching above the pistol, and you simply do that, and the actual shell comes out. That is how you clear a firearm, and then you check the chamber, make sure it's clear and ready to go. So I teach that to them all the time, but then what I see them doing is pretty much like this. They remove the magazine. First, they always reach above this. They actually cover the breech itself, and I tell them, don't do that. Bring it into your body, reach over the top so it gives a little bit of leverage, and I always tell them to tilt it like this, but they never do. And a lot of them, they'll tilt it like this because they're trying to figure it out. And they're like, did it come out? It's kind of a thing that I do see a lot when it comes to the class. What they do is they're not sure how to actually handle the firearm in the first place. They're usually new shooters. And they're looking down there and they're trying to see if the actual shell comes out because they know they have to check the chamber. But when they're doing it like this, you notice the breech is actually facing upward and this is facing downward. Now when you do that, rounds can actually get stuck in the pistol grip. And you can turn it upside down, eventually they'll fall out. Sometimes they can just get stuck in there and they won't come out. So what I teach them all the time is whenever you're handling a semi-automatic pistol and you're doing any type of manipulations, you always turn it with the breech facing downwards towards the ground. Loading it, for example, boom. You notice how I loaded it with it pointing down that direction. I'm trying to get them into the habit of using that direction and using that muscle memory. Now, the same thing goes for malfunctions. So you guys notice right here, I set up a stovepipe. Okay, this is just gonna be a standard stovepipe. Now, the trick for every single malfunction when it comes to these, or to manipulations or something like that, or malfunctions, is use gravity as your friend. Which again means you take the breech, the actual opening area, the breech of it, and you put it downwards like this, facing towards the ground, letting gravity do its thing. So I'll demonstrate doing it like this, okay, with the stovepipe right here. And first thing you'll be shooting, you'll go click, you're like, ah, crap, there's a stovepipe. So you go tap, twist it, rack, bang, get it. See how I put it down that direction again, angled that way. Now I'm going to demonstrate the same exact thing. I'm going to set up another stovepipe again. I'm going to demonstrate the way that I see a lot of new shooters actually doing this. So once again, I set up another stovepipe. You can see it pretty much the same exact way that I set up the last time. Now, one of the things that I see the new shooters doing when I'm teaching them the basics of this, you know, most of the time when they're at the range, they're new shooters, so I'll tell them that I'll do it, but I'm just demonstrating the proper way to do that, is I'll have them set it up just like this, or I'll set it up for them just like this, and I'll have them do the same thing. Tap, except they don't twist it this way. They go tap, go rack. Guess what just happened? You now have we'll call that a triple feed. How's that sound? We'll have a triple feed or a double feed. You know, this is technically considered a double feed, but if you take a look, there's 3 rounds that are trying to get into the chamber right now. So now when it's down this, because you didn't actually turn it down this way, now the only thing that you can do is simply remove the magazine and completely clear it, all right? And then put a new magazine in. And you notice by using gravity, it malfunction, or you can easily clear out malfunction when you don't use the gravity, especially when it comes to, well, any pistols in general. When you don't use gravity, it will cause more malfunctions because the pistols are just designed specifically with gravity in mind. Now I'm going to demonstrate the same thing with a revolver. Okay, here's a revolver. This is my Snub-Nose 38 Special. Okay, I have one snap cap in there, just one. And we're going to demonstrate what I teach them. What I teach them is when you're unloading a revolver and you're loading a revolver, first thing you do is you take your hand, I call it the rock and roll fingers, all right? You put it underneath like this, okay? You push this button, you pop this out, and then you turn it up like that, facing it downrange. If you guys notice, I'm putting it downrange that direction, and I'm removing the rounds. I'm using the ejector rod to actually move the rounds. The one thing that I see a lot of them doing is they don't use gravity. And I always tell them, especially when it comes to revolvers, gravity is your absolute friend. So what they'll do is they'll take it like this, and they'll be, and they have a harder time getting out. And I notice they start pushing it in weird directions, because if they were to simply do a move like this, see how I did that? Upwards like this, without putting your finger in front of the muzzle, simply doing a move like that, okay? You can actually get a hold of the ejector rod using the gravity of the actual angle of the pistol itself to actually remove the ammunition. Now the problem, when you have snub-nose revolvers like this, especially smaller ones, what'll happen is you'll have a round in there, okay? And you'll be trying to eject a round, okay? You're trying to eject a round, let me set it up for you. And you'll have this type of thing happen. It'll get right, usually stuck here. Hold on, I'll get it set up here. It gets stuck between the frame and the pistol, and it doesn't come out. So what they'll do is they'll sit there like, why is it not coming out? And I tell them you just got to turn it and use gravity once again to get it out. So when it comes to handling any firearms in general, you need to remember that gravity is your absolute friend. Every single semi-automatic pistol, the breech is on this side, not on this side. This is a wall, this is a breech. So when it's ejecting rounds, the ammunition's coming out of the breech. It's shooting out in this direction, trying to shoot out in this direction. Sometimes it'll come up, but for most part, it's always coming out of this direction. That's where the extractor is. So when there's a malfunction, you need to twist it that way and let the gravity actually work as a friend, or let gravity actually help you clear the malfunctions. So I thought, I hope this helps some people out, especially for new shooters. There's a lot of people that already know how to do stuff like this. It could be a refresher for people that have been carrying a gun for a long time too. But remember, it's this one key rule when it comes to firearms, handling, manipulations, and all that other stuff. Gravity is absolutely your friend. If you like this video, guys, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about me, guys. Remember, at 5,000 subscribers, we've got a holster giveaway coming around out here. So keep an eye on that. It'll help me grow this channel by expanding this channel and sharing this channel with other people. I will be live tonight, Tuesday Night Live, 9:30 Eastern Time. I'll be doing Tuesday Night Live. I'll be hopefully I'll be live Friday night too for 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, guys, remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.